Hello, it's Leslie Fightmaster, and today's class is just a short tutorial on downward facing dog. Megan McCarty has asked for some tutorials. So sit up nice and tall, bring your hands together in front of the heart, create an intention for this little tutorial if you wish. And then we're going to come forward right into child's pose. So make it a comfortable child's pose for now. Allow your head to rest on the mat or make fists with your hands. Rest your head on the hands. Put some support between the backs of the knees and the calves if you have any discomfort in the knees. Or feel free to rest your head on the mat or on a blanket. And just start to take a couple of rounds of Ojai breathing in and out through the nose. Just to connect in with our breath before we start to move. So if you practice with me, with our Fightmaster Yoga channel, you're probably pretty familiar with downward dog already. But we're just going to go over some of the alignment points. So we'll start from an extended child's pose. Look up at your hands, make sure they're shoulders distance apart, and then walk your fingers forward. Now we're going to try and work the arms a little bit. So the outer upper arms, the triceps, will spin down toward the floor. The inner upper arms, the biceps, will spin up toward the ceiling. Then the weight wants to roll to the pinky sides of the hands. So reground down through the base of all the fingers, maybe pressing a little extra weight into the thumb and first finger side of the hand. Make sure that your arms are very active and the wrists and the elbows are off the mat. Keep your hands right where they are and come up onto your knees. Line up your ankles right behind your knees and slowly tucking the toes, start to lift back with knees bent to begin. And then you can start to straighten the knees if there is no discomfort in the lower back. So sometimes I see a short down dog where there's not a lot of extension in the spine. Sometimes I see a long, it's like a half dog, half plank. So basically, if you're in extended child's pose and you walk the hands forward and then tuck the toes, that should be about the proper distance between your hands and your feet. We want extension through the spine. So now we're going to come onto the hands and knees. We're going to work these arms again. So turn your inner elbows toward the front of the mat. Inner elbows toward the front of the mat. And then keep pressing thumb and first finger down. So as if you could keep the inner elbows facing the front, slowly make your way back into down dog. Now I know that the inner elbows won't face the front of the mat and we don't want to force that. But that's the movement that we want in order to get the proper rotation of our arms in our shoulder sockets. So watch for an arched low back. I'm going to pull the ribs and belly in to keep stability in the lower back. Watch your feet, make sure that they are hips distance apart and your heels should be right behind the second toes. The gaze in this pose is between the feet or the knees. So we want arms and ears in line. And think about pressing the weight up into the hips. We don't want to look too far forward or too far back. Think about pressing the weight up into the hips, reaching it down into the heels. So come on down. I'm going to show that last one from a different angle so that maybe you can see what is going on with the shoulders. So if you want to take a look. So I'm going to turn my inner elbows toward the camera, toward you. Inner elbows. Right now they're facing each other, and now I've turned them forward. I want to make sure that my elbows don't go past straight. My left one really has a tendency to do that. I always have to try to remember to keep it not going past straight. I don't want to lock the elbows. So with my inner elbows facing forward, I slowly start to make my way into downward facing dog. And now you can see, now there's some space between my shoulders. So I'm turning the outer arms back. Now I'm spinning them the wrong way and they come in by the shoulders. Now I'm spinning them the right way. The outer arms go back. The inner upper arms go forward a little bit. So I have some space around my neck. I'm not all bunched up in there. And then I'm continuing to stretch the weight again up into the hips, down in toward the heels. And I want to press my outer upper arms not only back toward the feet, but out away from my ears slightly to keep the arms engaged. And my left elbow really likes to hyperextend, so it wasn't the best example there. So ignore that. So that's our downward dog little tutorial. Let's bring our hands to the forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to the heart, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. Hands to the mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communications. I honor you. Thank you so much. Namaste. If there is a tutorial that you would like to see, please put it below in the comments. If you liked this, please push the like button and share it and tell your friends. If you can afford to send a donation in any amount, there is a link below through PayPal. Our mission is to offer free yoga to as many people as possible, so help us if you can. Bye-bye.